Hello, this is Jess. Good to see you. Chat session number 75, January 14th, 2018, Sunday. It's about 9:30 p.m. Watched some good football today. Saw the Jaguars take care of business. And then I saw the Minnesota Vikings pull off a no time on the clock left upset, just the way it should be. So now we have the Patriots at the Jaguars for the AFC, and then we have the Eagles and the Vikings for the NFC. I'm predicting already Jaguars and Vikings Super Bowl in Minnesota. If it happens, first time in NFL history for a team that's from their home arena. That's where the Super Bowl's being held at. Awesome stuff. Alright, we're going to go right into the chat session. Tidbits of history, going back to 1875. The theologian, musician, philosopher, and Nobel Prize winning physician Albert Schweitzer is born in Upper Alsace-Germain, now Rhin in France. He spent most of his life in Africa, where he founded a hospital at Lambaréné. He was sent to an internment camp as a prisoner of war in World War I. He dedicated his life to treating others, including people with leprosy and the dreaded African sleeping sickness. And he used his Nobel Peace Prize money to start a leprosarium at Lambaréné. He won $33,000 for the Nobel Peace Prize, for what he got it for, and he invested and built a hospital, and then he put stuff for people with leprosy and other diseases inside there. All his life, Albert was opposed to nuclear weapons as well as nuclear testing. And he devoted his remaining years at that. He was very vocal about that stuff, about the weapons and the different things. He believed that people could come together and unite under peace instead of having to use violence as a deterrent for peace. That was 1875. And now we're going to go on to 1973. Undefeated, the Dolphins defeat the Washington Redskins 14-7 at the LA Coliseum in Super Bowl, looks like number 7, Super Bowl 7, to become the first team in NFL history to finish with undefeated season. Washington scored on defense with 49-yard pick six late in the fourth quarter, and that was all the points that were scored by them. The offense never scored a point. So again, in 73, the Dolphins were the first and I believe the only teams in NFL history to have an undefeated season, not losing any all year. So that's the tidbits of history. Now we're going to go into I'm going to call this our book. It's going to be a couple of sentences each time. I read the first couple of sentences on chat number 74. And now this is chat number 75, and I'm going to go ahead and read the next part of the story. I'm going to get a little water first. And here we go. A cracking twig to his right, Raldo slid his left hand to the handle of his dagger. His thoughts were loud in his head. 2 against 1. That was what he was thinking. A loud final noise, and Raldo dropped flat to the ground, spinning to his right, the dagger in his left hand, ready for action. And that's all we get for today's book. That's the first couple of sentences. I'll be reading the next couple of sentences on the next chat session if we make it. And that's that. So now I'd like to go on to some other stuff. We have a lot of things getting ready to take place. I got a buddy, and his name's Darren, and we're gonna do a couple of things here in the near future. You know, not necessarily tomorrow by any means, but down the line we have some major things planned, and I'll be using my chat sessions to talk about that as it happens. One of my goals for 2018 will be to have an outdoor concert. I've thrown a few in the past. I just I'll begin seeking out land, and then setting up the stuff for that to happen. I also would like to get a permanent location for my chat sessions to be filmed in, and then start having guests on the regular, and turn it into a little chat session with somebody else besides myself doing all the talking. We've done a few preliminary runs with Erica here. Those we're just mainly messing around, but that's how you get started. We're just work out some of the issues and see how it's going to go, what we need to do. But it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a great time. Finished Friends season 1 through season 10, all the episodes. Finished the 17th episode in season 10 today. It was an hour episode compared to the other ones being the 30 minutes. Me and Anita watched that whole series, season 1 through 10, and we finished it today. Now, to give you an idea, I started watching the Friends series at the end of near the end of 2015. We are now in the beginning of 2018, so not quite 3 years, but 2 years plus is what it took for me to see 10 seasons of Friends. Now, I've dialed down my watching. I watch a lot of different episodes of things. Like I said, I have the original Star Trek season 3, the Star Trek Deep Space Nine season 3, and the Star Trek Voyager season 3 also, and I believe they're all in episode 15 or episode 16 of the seasons. I have watched all of the Star Trek Enterprise and all of the Star Trek Next Generations to wipe out all the Star Trek series that were made so far. There's a new one out called Discovery. I haven't seen an episode of that yet, but I'm winding up all the other Star Treks. I'm in season 4 of Dexter. I'm in season 4 of Breaking Bad. First of them, season 1. Comedy Bang Bang. I'm getting ready to be in season 5, the last season of that. I watch Friends. I'm in season 7, episode 4. And Cheers, season 3, episode 17. And that's really about all I have left on my Netflix line. I've had up to 15 shows, watching episodes as I could of stuff. I was watching Lost. I got to season 4, episode 2 before they cut it off. Took it off the air on Netflix. So I still haven't seen the last 2 or 3 seasons of that. I've seen episodes 1 through 3 a couple times. I have the DVDs, but I didn't see 4, 5, or 6. I believe there's 6 seasons of that. But that's my TV watching. I got the opportunity to run my Spotify musical journeys over there at work, and I got to listen to some Yes, got to hear some Yngwie, some Rat, some Frank Sinatra, some, I believe it was Mozart, classical music, but I believe that, Dream Theater, Rush. Those are pretty much flowing throughout those journeys that I've created. Now, what I was listening to was the best of musical journey 1, 2, and 3, I believe. I have a total of 56 musical journeys on Spotify, and random music, all kinds of stuff. Some of the stuff I don't even really know who they are. I'll look it up when it's playing, but I'm into that kind of stuff, the excitement of different styles of music. Oh yeah, and I did listen to Willie Nelson. I always have time to throw him in the mix. just one of my favorites for some reason. I really like it. Of course, I'm from here in the area where he lives, or he did live. I'm not sure if he still has a place here or not, but I'm right down the road from his hometown, so it's pretty interesting too. Alright, be happy. Well, scratch that. Let's start over. Be truthful, be happy, and let's look out for each other, okay? Have a great Sunday evening.